I'm Carol Andrews for another episode of Southwest TV News. Here are some of the stories coming up on today's show. Kevin Cameron is the Executive Director for the Canadian Centre for Threat Assessment and Trauma Response and recently led a series of workshops with a number of Southwest agencies. Motorcycle enthusiasts from across Saskatchewan and southern Alberta recently met in Swift Current for a day of riding the open highway and raising funds for a good cause. 7 Swift Current businesses volunteered their time to assist 5 United Way agencies during the second annual Day of Caring. Thanks for joining us here today. Being prepared for any type of violent act in a community recently brought together a number of Southwest partners. We have more in today's top story. Violent acts against innocent bystanders is becoming a common occurrence across North America, with random school shootings and other related incidents. When such events occur, the families of victims and a community as a whole can be devastated. Prevention and a proactive approach to possible scenarios are often overlooked by many communities large and small, thinking this can never happen in my town. Kevin Cameron is the Executive Director for the Canadian Centre for Threat Assessment and Trauma Response and recently led a series of workshops with a number of Southwest agencies. Cameron is a clinician who led the crisis response team following the Tabor school shootings back in 1999 and now works closely with the RCMP, where he's developed the nation's first comprehensive violent threat risk assessment training program. A program which has taken him south of the border to assist the U.S. counterparts following the 9/11 attacks. And by seeing these partnering agencies from Southwest Saskatchewan coming together in one room is already a positive move for the entire community.
And a lot of the professionals I work with south of the border, before I convinced them to do it Canadian style, is that they want a 10-item checklist. They want something quick and dirty that one person can check off and say this person's fine. But the reality is, we've learned by too many cases, we might be dealing with an individual where police may have had 1 or 2 concerning contacts with an individual in the past month, but because there's no protocol in place, the police will say to themselves, well, I'm a little bit concerned, let's keep an eye on them. But they don't realize that the mental health therapist has had concerns also with this particular client, and yet maybe even enough they're wondering whether or not they should be sharing the information relevant to risk. If it's a kid in school, the school might have been dealing off and on for the past 3 months and have unbelievable information, but nobody has connected all those dots to paint the picture of risk. Well, in the end, a 10-item checklist with one person doing it has never fixed the problem of serious violence. Multi-agency collaboration, learning how to work within the limits of the law, however, for sharing information has worked miracles.
One-on-one discussion, community training, and the signing of this MOU, which community stakeholders such as these see value in for the well-being of all residents.
Yeah, it's very important as far as our contribution to making Swift Current a safer community, and specifically obviously the schools and education system for parents to know they can send their kids to school with limited fear, if any, of incidents taking place.
If there's anything that we can do, within that understanding, either as a southwest region of Saskatchewan or the whole province, where we actually know exactly what we need to do in particular situations, identify first of all whether it's a risk, and then respond to it before there's a situation that's detrimental to individual or individuals.
The signing of this latest MOU is just one of many projects bringing together the Southwest RIC, which is comprised of partnering agencies including the RCMP, school divisions, health, justice, and social services, all striving to assist youth and families at risk. Southwest TV News is hitting the road with our annual Summer Around the Southwest tour, covering a variety of exciting events across the region. The Southwest TV News Summer Around the Southwest tour is proudly brought to you by Innovation Credit Union. Imagine the possibilities. Prostate cancer is a common illness among men, And the annual Ride for Dad in Swift Current raised awareness and funds for the cause. This Southwest TV News Summer Around the Southwest feature is proudly brought to you by Innovation Credit Union. Imagine the possibilities. Motorcycle enthusiasts from across Saskatchewan and southern Alberta recently met in Swift Current for a day of riding the open highway and raising funds for a good cause. The second annual Ride for Dad mirrors other national events, raising funds and awareness for prostate cancer. On this particular day, 177 participants registered for the event, while showcasing their prized motorcycles. An event which not only gives this group a chance to ride, but also shine the spotlight on a growing disease among men.
Just to support a great cause, prostate cancer, one of the killers of men that, it's kind of was put behind the scenes because guys don't want to talk about issues like that. And so our mandate is awareness and some research and development.
A fundraiser which brings together new and old acquaintances, a chance to pick up a few souvenirs, and the remembrance of family and friends.
Well, there's a lot of deaths on the prostate cancer in the men's side of it itself, so with that part of it, it needs to be looked after, and as cancer is so much around, I think, it's money and awareness to a good cause.
My dad had prostate cancer, so it just seemed the right thing to do.
Final tallies have yet to be made. However, the Swift Current Ride for Dad Committee is stating approximately $54,000 was raised at the 2014 event, with all proceeds staying in Saskatchewan for awareness and research projects. The Swift Current Ride for Dad is one of 30 chapters across Canada. Community pride was in the spotlight during the annual United Way Day of Caring. We have all the details in this report. 7 Swift Current businesses volunteered their time to assist 5 United Way agencies during the second annual Day of Caring. The initiative spanned 5 days and 15 projects, with business reps rolling up their sleeves to cover a range of odd jobs, from planting flowers, painting, to assembling furniture. A change in their overall day-to-day routine these volunteers were eager to be a part of.
Every little bit helps, and if everybody threw in 2 hours, it would be a wonderful, wonderful world. So it's not much to take 2 hours and have some of our staff here for 2 hours to leave the office. It's good, it's a different environment, but it helps organizations and it helps the city, and it's all good.
We're not here just to be a face, we're here to actually help our community. I am born and raised in Swift Current, so is a lot of our coworkers. So we like to help out people that we might know or know that we can help, different kinds of people like that.
And for those on the receiving end, the Day of Caring makes a world of difference, as each agency works with limited resources, providing its service to community clients.
Well, we have 3 staff that work here, and each one of us have a lot of, our time is pretty full already. So when somebody else can come in and give us a hand, that's really great. Now, that's one aspect. The other aspect is having the community know what we actually do inside our building. And so part of their time here today will be taking a tour of the building and getting to know exactly what it is that we do inside the building.
We had a fundraiser a while back. It was a garage sale. And from some of the proceeds of that, we were able to buy the kits to put together for the coat racks and shelving. So we could afford that. But we don't have the expertise on our staff to actually do it, and we don't have the time. So this is really big to us. And if we had to hire a team to come in here and put this together, it would make the project unaffordable because we're just a small nonprofit organization.
The Swift Current Day of Caring is held each June and coincides with similar United Way initiatives across the country. Well, this brings to a close another episode of Southwest TV News, reporting the stories that matter to you. We always welcome your news tips. You can always reach us here by phone at our studio or by email to contact us at southwesttvnews.com. Also, be sure to join us daily online for the latest news from across Southwest Saskatchewan and so much more at MyLocalTV.ca. And be sure to follow us on a range of social media. Thanks for joining us here today. I'm Carol Andrews.